once before.
Had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you.
Clock strikes upon the hour and the sun begins to fade.
Get up in the evening, my mother says, when you gonna live your life right?
Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away.
Come home in the morning, my father yells, what you gonna do with your life?
I've got this feeling that time's just holding me down. I was walking down a one-way street, just looking for someone to meet. One woman
Strangers
who was looking for a man.
boulevard,
I've been alright up till now.
it's the light of day that shows me how. When the night falls, loneliness calls.
Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody.
Oh, mother dear, we're not the fortunate ones, and girls, they wanna have fun.
Even if we're just dancing
With
in the dark.
somebody who loves them.
I get up, nothing gets me down.
I was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar when I met you. But even then I knew I'd find a much better place, either with or without you. With or without you.
Eyes tell
With
me how
or
you
without you.
feel it in your
Roll
heartbeat.
with the punches.
Know
Get
you
to
like
what's
what you
real.
see. Oh baby, touch me the ground. I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Smell like a sound, lost in a crowd, and I'm hungry like the wolf.
Jump
Oh, I wanna
for
dance
my
with
love.
somebody.
Jump in.
I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Oh, mother dear, they're not the fortunate ones. Girls, they wanna have fun.
Jump, jump for my love.
With somebody who loves
Once upon a
them.
time I was falling in love. Now I'm only falling apart.
There's nothing I can do, a total eclipse
We
of the
gotta hold on
heart.
to what we got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not.
I hear your voice, it's like an angel sighing. I have no choice, I hear your voice. Heaven help me, whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Just like a prayer, no choice, your voice can take me there.
Little ditty about Jack and Diane.
Do you believe in love?
I was born in a small town, and I live in a small town.
When I was a young boy, said put away those young boy ways. I took the midnight train going anywhere.
With or without you.
Gone
Without you.
I can't live with or without you. No, when you call my name, it's like a little prayer down on my
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I seem to run out of coffee.
You can be anything you want to be there.
You can see anything you want to see there.
There's excitement in the air for you and me there. Fancy free there. Take your family there. But you've got to be there.
Yeah.
You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. You'll be what you want to be. See what you want to see. 7 holes the key there. Be there. Got to be there.
Just you and me there. You just got to be there. To be there. Be there. The time is now. Be there.
You've got to be there.
Yeah.
You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. Be what you want to be. See what you want to see. There'll be you and me there. Be there.
Hello, customers. It's nearly 6 o'clock. Pack up and piss off.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again.
Get your bloody dabbers out.
Grab life by the balls.
Mind your big dabber, it might stain your blouse. The Isolation Creations present Drag Bingo.
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 Bingo. Bingo.
Oh, and don't bring your kids. It's not going to be f***ing suitable.
How are you doing? I've got some Ubering to do.
Hello!
Just a little advert there.
We're back!
Oh, it seems like ages since we've seen your little faces.
I know, because we weren't here when the quiz was hosted.
No, not really.
Hello.
We were ill.
Yeah, well, I'm still not very
Oh,
well.
I'm still coughing like
But we are here. We're queer. Get used to it.
baby.
Hello, everyone. So, let's have a look. So, I've just... My eyes darted to our lovely little Welsh boys who are having Wi-Fi problems in the valleys. So, Alex and Mark, get us on 4G. We're on every network. Let's have a look. We did something new today. I scheduled the YouTube live. So when we arrived,
There were loads of you.
it was already buzzing.
So perhaps we'll do that again.
Yeah, so there was conversation happening. So let's have a gander. The lovely Dave from South Carolina was first through the door, and he was 88 minutes before the bar even opened.
88 minutes?
Yeah, but he said finally first through the door, and then closely followed by the Duchess. Trust the Duchess. And Duchess sat down and got a large one.
As you do.
Summer 21 next, then Tracy 30, and then Darren B. Now, Darren B says, good evening. Mrs. B is working on the Pullman to Highclere Castle tonight.
Is that a train?
Yeah, well, she's a trolley dolly, but I didn't know she was on the rails as well.
Rails.
So yeah, Mrs. B's on the rails.
She gets about, doesn't she?
Stuart Cahoon.
Oh, Stuart bloody Cahoon.
Now, Stuart Cahoon is spending some time with Dr. Wiseman.
Yeah, she's had something wrong with one of her bloody eyes.
So Stuart's had a cataract removed.
Oh, so
So he's most probably sat there right now, like
Bette Davis.
or like, well, I was going to say Gabrielle.
I was there, Bette Davis in
That dates us,
the
doesn't it?
anniversary.
Like Gabrielle with "Dreams Can Come True." So get well soon, Stuart. I hope you're okay. I hope you look all right through one eye.
I hope Lee Ludlow's looking after you in your cell.
Joshua Spencer is here as well. Hiya, Joshua.
Joshua, better than lemon squash you were.
Lee Ludlow is here as well. Lee Ludlow,
Lee
of course,
bloody
taking care of Stuart
Ludlow.
Cahoon. Rosa is here. Rosa says, hi all, the timing's not great here in New Zealand. By the time the boys come on, I have to be getting ready for work. It's 7 a.m. on Thursday in New Zealand.
7 a.m.
So Rosa, go and get ready for work.
You were up early this morning, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. I was up at
6.
just before 6.
Right.
Cilla Black is here. Hello. Surprise, surprise. It's Cilla here. She rose from her crypt early this week. So she's in. Leslie Ann Lynch is here. Hello, Leslie.
Hello, Leslie.
Nibbles and Bubbles are here. I think it's just Bubbles, but hello, my love.
Nibbles is normally working.
Kim Peterson is here. Hello, Kim, and hello, Jens, and hello, Mrs. Rasmussen. Who else? Jason Darcy is here. Hello, Jason.
Hello, dear. How are you?
Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy, who had a room full of topless men.
Well, as you do in June.
Do you remember that when you used to go to gay clubs and then it would get busy and then they'd all start taking their tops off?
Or if you had a little shirt on, you'd unbutton it and let it hang out.
I never took my top off. I bet you did.
I did when I had a figure. I wouldn't do it now. Bloody hell.
Coral Daft's here. Hiya, Coral. She says Paul's got a date with West Ham tonight.
And I bet Coral's got a date with a nice glass of Jam Shed.
With West Jam.
I know it's a Glam Shed.
Glam Shed, yeah, she is Glam Shed. Anyone else who's here? Lee Ludlow. I've said Lee Ludlow. Tracy 30. Angela Larson is here. That's Angela, I think, from California.
Pip.
Pip. Shalom Pip. So now now was when the pub opened. So these are all now the people who came in normal time. So let's race through because there's hundreds of you. 7 Network is here, who I think is booked for the bingo. So we're excited that 7 Network's going to be with us. I think Bubbles has booked for bingo as well. Dale Ibbotson is here.
He's somewhere exotic, isn't he?
From sunny Twyford in Berkshire.
What are you doing there? Are you on holiday or you weren't acting?
David Moore is here. Linda Hughes is here. Hello, Lucy. Look at me throwing away your incognito-ness. My dad is here. Hello, Dad. It's my dad's birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Alan was singing along.
Happy birthday, David. Happy birthday, David.
Happy birthday. So it's my dad's birthday tomorrow. 64. Who else is here?
64.
No, he's not 64. Isn't it that a Beatles song, isn't it?
When I'm
you still
64.
need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? That's the wrong tune. Who else? Pauline Grant. Hello, Pauline. Gareth is here from Porto. It's his 3rd day in a new job and he's overwhelmed.
Oh.
Clutch your pearls, Gareth. BG Bear is here. I think I said BG Bear already.
Excuse me.
Linda Hughes. I've swapped my days at work this week, so it's not a school night. That's her opening bottle. Simon B is here. Hello, Simon. Lily Law is here. Hello, Lily. Paul McFarlane is in.
They're the capitals.
He's got his capital letters.
Capitals
And
rolling
he's
in.
sending love to everyone. Rent-A-Ghost 37 is here.
Oh, I've not seen you for a while, darling.
Paul McFarlane. We've said Paul.
David Moore.
I've said David Moore. So many names to read. MP is here. Hello, NP. I think I'm about there. Simon B's on the white wine spritzers because it's a Wednesday. Very wise. Well, I think that's about it. Oh, here we go. Emotional.
What's wrong?
What a mouthful. Emotional Urban Homestead.
I
UK,
knew that
is it?
is.
No, that's Caroline Ibbotson.
Who's just started a new sort of YouTube channel of her life in her garden and with her family. It's lovely, isn't it? And she gives
Very gentle.
gives you great tips on gardening. If you're new to gardening, I learned how to plant carrots.
Well, you wouldn't know she was down in Brid, would you? It looks
no,
like she's in
looks
like
she's some sort of homestead in
Ohio or
yeah, or Canada.
yeah. Who else? Anyone else? I think that's about everyone. Scream Queen is here. So Scream Queen is Felicia over in Minnesota. I want to say Minnesota. I might be wrong. I've just... Oh, look. There's so many messages.
We heard Felicia singing in there, didn't we?
Yeah, Scream Queen. I've lost your message, but she went to a Walking Dead convention. So she's a fan of the TV show The Walking Dead. So she went to a convention which was held, I think, in Alexandria, which is like the town that they all live in that show. Anyway, she got up on the mic and she's got a rocking voice. Yeah. Dave has just said he likes my high forehead in wigs.
Oh, the one in the prisoner photo.
Loads of messages, so I'm sorry that I'm not going to read them all. Here we go. Scream Queen says, yay, I'm here. I won't be able to comment as I'm working.
Oh.
And she loves Prisoner Sublocate. I knew Scream Queen would. Yeah. Now, she's over in the UK when the bingo's happening, but she's going to a haunted castle that night, so she can't come. But hopefully her and her husband are going to come and meet us one day around that. AD is here. AD says hi to everybody. Diangela is in. David Moore says he's part of a group trying to save a local civic hall, going through some press cuttings, and found a picky of Scylla circa 84. So wants ghostly luck from Scylla. Highclere is the home of Downton Abbey. So that is where...
Oh, is that where the
Mrs. B is off to? Yeah, to Downton Abbey.
What is the Downton Abbey event?
Well, I don't know. It might be. I might have missed the reactions, but the Bombay Sapphire Distillery is just up the road from Highclere. Highclere.
Fancy gin.
I had an audition for Downton Abbey, didn't I?
Yeah, what was it for?
To play like a fairground man, who some of the younger girls came to like a fair, and he got up to some shenanigans with them. I think he was trying to hoodwink them out of some money. Oh, I don't remember it so much. Joshua Spencer saying, is anyone watching Alan Carr's new comedy? It's called Changing End. It's hilarious.
I've seen an advert for it.
We've not watched it yet. Philip is here. Philip is from Hamburg in Germany. Hello, wie geht's? That was my bit of German for you, Philip. Lots of happy birthdays to my dad.
Alex Johnson, is he new?
I missed that name. Alex Johnson is here. Alex. Out and About with David is here as well. Says, why have I got this on in the summer? It's very lightweight.
It's quite cold here today, isn't it?
It is cold here.
It's quite chilly here in Scarborough.
So many over there to go through. Alan's going to have to race through the Facebook names.
I don't think I have many in, because we don't have as many in here as we do in YouTube. But first in through the door was lovely Sarah. Always asks after little Peggy. She's fine.
She's down there.
See, she had a little haircut.
Yeah, she had a haircut, so we...
She's busy there grooming her little claw.
We sorted her out in the garden. She doesn't go to groomers because she's had bad experiences.
She's had bad experiences. I had to go and pick her up, didn't I?
Yeah.
Halfway through a cut. Ooh. So Sarah was popped in, followed by Caroline Humphreys.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Caroline.
Have you liked your pictures Jamie sent you? I was laughing at them. We've got Nigel and Neil. They're popped in to say hello. Followed by Melanie. Hello, Melanie. How are you, my love? Jason Rigby says popped in. Says good evening, lovely peeps. Paul Eslamont. He said he's in good company tonight. Of course you are. Lovely Bethan Williams.
Good day, Bethan.
In South Wales.
New South Wales.
In Wales. Gabriel Chassé says he wants a pot of tea. Pot of tea for one. The tea will be loose leaf like sherry. Richard Bobbins Duffer. I said Bethan, haven't I?
Richard Bobbins Duffer is like a slow, comfortable screw.
Against the bloody wall.
And then Philippe Jacques Fortinbras.
He wants flaming sun shots.
I missed saying the other version.
What?
Filippo Giacomo Brachioforte.
Yeah. Has he changed his name?
Yeah, he's now Philippe Jacques Fortinbras.
I followed by the lovely Jamie Wright, who sent us a little rainbow look. It says Happy Hump Day.
You didn't know what Hump Day was until recently, did you?
No, I didn't know. I thought it was about camels or having sex.
Gillian McKeith.
Let me prod your bloody liver. Jay Shaw. He says, don't have anything after 8 p.m.
He's got a 50-year-old bladder, so he'll be at the loo at 2 a.m.
Oh,
if he
you
drinks
like me,
now.
love. Forever, forever, up and down in the night. Sarah Brennan says, would love to go to that bingo.
Well, Sarah, then go to this bingo. It's easy to do.
It's not easy.
Book
to
a
do.
ticket.
We understand a
Get
lot.
a megabus. We'll see you.
We know it's very expensive to travel up here. It's very expensive, I know. One day, hopefully, we'll be touring with it. Lovely Welsh boys are in. He says we'll be late tonight, I think, or late as in general late. Oh, Timmy, how are you, dear? He says, is that an operation?
Oh, here she is.
Has she had an operation?
She's had an operation, so she's been under the surgeon's knife.
I've not. She's not had a beard, has
Yeah,
she?
she says it's for a medical procedure, but we all know what's going on.
Yeah. And she got a new hairdo, hasn't she? You noticed that as well?
Well, I think that might be because of the surge.
No, she had it all shaved, do you?
Yeah, but it might be because this is where they've had to go in, isn't it?
Oh, have they up there?
I think so. Erica Ann Deacon is here.
Hello, Deeks. Lovely Joel William Hazeldene's popped in. He's not over there tonight.
He might be, but it's busy, so I've missed lots of work.
I liked your little picture today, Joe, where you met Mickey and Minnie in town. Is that everybody?
Sarah Brennan, Jay Shaw, Martin Garton Spence
Hello,
is
Martin
here.
Spence. Tom Calouse.
Tom Clues is in. Marcia's in. Just Marcia.
I thought she'd be watching.
No, it starts at 9 o'clock, so she'll
She'll
be gone
going
at 9.
Oh, I see.
So in B night. Jason Brett is here.
Pockering.
Emma Webb is in. Hi,
Hello, Emma, love. How are you?
Darren Fox.
Fox
says loved the Marina video. Aquamarina.
Thank you, my love. Yeah, enjoyed doing that. It was a while ago. I made that.
Jamie Vega says, isn't it time you took over this morning? Oh, do you know, I forgot. Let me pause for a moment. So yesterday, we were going to dress me up as Suki Plunger, who you know is our QSC presenter. And I was going to wear white. And I was going to do Holly Willoughby's statement to camera about Bobby Glint. We've all been a little bit let down, haven't we? First of all, deep breath. How are you doing? I hope you're all right. We've all been a little bit let down by Bobby Glint, haven't we? And then Bobby was going to come in. Anyway, we realised we couldn't because people like Katie Hopkins were doing it and taking the mick out of Holly. And we thought, right, we don't want to pile on. We thought it'd be funny, but we thought twice about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was then going to start tonight by going, deep breath, how are you doing?
I did watch it, though.
I did watch it.
I wouldn't have bothered.
We can't talk about it. We're not the right people to talk about it. We've got some bits and pieces, haven't we?
So we've had Posty deliver quite a couple of things this week, haven't we?
Darren B's in and we're talking this morning. That's it, Darren. We're not talking it anymore. Darren's in the firing squad. He's right in the... Not the firing squad. What do you call it? He's
Firing
in the
line.
No, where you're like right in the... He's in the spider's
In
web.
the heart of it.
Yeah, he's in the heart of it all.
Oh, lots of luck to you, darling. So anyway, we had the Posty knock on the door. What morning was it?
A couple of days ago, maybe
It's
Monday
Saturday.
morning. I can't remember. Might be
So anyway,
Saturday.
We had a lovely little box delivered, and inside the box was this beauty. Look at that. Trying to do it so people
Do it a
see
little angle like this.
No,
There we go.
It's our Scylla. Isn't that lovely?
So it's a little memorial plaque for the Wigan Slingback, and it's got Scylla's dates on it, like birth and death. So yeah.
And it's from Lee Ludlow and Stuart Bloody Cahoon.
Lee Ludlow
who's
and
just
Cahoon.
had an operation on his bloody eye.
Put that up.
So that's he bought, is it, for the Wigan Slingback? So that's where she'll go. Plus, we can't see her now.
You know, I'll have people when I'm training saying, "Who's that a photo of?"
Who's that lady with the red hair? And we've also got a present today. We haven't opened it yet. Look at this. And this is from our chum,
address.
Bethan, who's been working on this for quite a while.
So this has come all the way from
Lovely.
New South Wales and Australia.
Wales.
So we're going to open it.
So it's a lovely present from Bethan that she's been making for a while, and she's been keeping us up to date with it and saying, you know, how it's coming along. So we thought we'd open it and have a look. It looks like a nice cushion, doesn't it? Oh, there's something else. Look at that, lovely. Isn't that lovely?
It says
Look at that.
Alan and Jamie, and then a little Welsh dragon, Poppety Ping.
To remind Jamie where she's from.
The Isolation Creations.
Isn't that lovely? All the letters have been cut out individually, look.
It's lovely.
It's
I love it.
lovely.
It's very like
Very soft, very lovely.
like 1980s kids TV sort of font, isn't it?
Yeah. It reminds me of like fridge magnets.
I think it'd be the sort of thing that would maybe be on like the Blue Peter couch or Why Don't You?
Yeah, very retro, very retro.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Bethan. There's more in
I
here.
know, there's more in here, look at that.
Put it on this seat.
Oh. Oh, Bethan. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? A little cushion for Peggy's head. And I know exactly where this is going. It'll go on the sofa, because Peggy likes to rest her head on... She must be rest her head in that bit.
Timmy Alexis has said it's full of coke.
Peggy, look at that.
Little cushion for Peggy.
I love there's something else in here as well.
Thank you.
Look at this. Oh my word. Bunting, but look at it.
Oh, and some bunting.
Oh my god, look. She must have spent an age on it, look.
What's it? I
think
think
it's
that's
the
going to
Wigan-
say Wigan Slingback.
Slingback bunting. Oh, Bethan, that's amazing.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, wow.
Peggy's trying to get a sniff of it. Thank you, Bethan. How lovely.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you, Bethan. We're obviously going to put that up in the background.
And a
We'll
little message
read
which
that
we'll
later,
read
the letter. But thank you, Bethan. Thank you so much. And Peggy loves a cushion. She would love that cushion. We'll take a little picture of Peggy with that later. We'll just put that there. Put that there, dolls. Oh, you're so nice to us. Isn't that lovely?
Thank you, thank you.
She knows we love colour. Coloured letters and everything.
Very talented, Bethan. Thank
Very
you
talented.
so much. Oh, how lovely. We love it when people send us bits and
Thanks,
pieces.
ever so giddy.
So thank you. Says it's a pleasure. Sarah says she loves a little pillow for Peggy. It is cute, isn't it?
I love when people send Peggy things.
Oh, and for you, Bethan. Happy Scylla.
Thank you, Bethan.
I have to do it that way, don't I?
Yeah.
Oh. So, thank you so much. So the bingo.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again.
Get your bloody dab.
Get
That-
your bloody dabbers out.
It goes on sale officially tomorrow. So it has been on sale for a week for kind of pre-sale for SJT members and for people who had the code. And I know we've sold quite a few already, but there are tickets available. So if anyone wants to come and see us, we are on sale from tomorrow. So online booking is open from tomorrow. It is the sjt.com. Let me see if I can get you the address.
So yeah, it's going to be like before. It's going to be an afternoon bingo show.
Starts at 4
Starts
o'clock.
at 4 o'clock the time, this one, instead of 3. Because we're actually out and about around lunchtime performing again, aren't we?
Yeah, we're performing earlier that day
At
down.
the Sea Fest in Scarborough, which is a big sort of cooking and food fair. And where we're sort of going along and being a couple of characters. So we finish that, and then we go straight to the SAT and get ready to
do
entertain you all.
Yeah, so it is. We're going to be starting at 4 o'clock is when it actually starts, but the doors will open at 3.
Around about 3.
We'll appear about 3:30, I think.
Yeah.
You're encouraged to come dressed in denim or plaid like Cell Block H characters.
Yeah.
There's going to be warders there to sign you
We'll
in.
be there as warders at reception
And then
to sign you in.
and then you'll meet the top dog and the resident slapper. And then I think Sherry Stump and Brandy Cobbler might also be doing a spell inside.
Yeah, so they'll be there as well. So lots of usual fun and games and silly prizes to be won and buy up to win.
So is anyone coming? Who's coming? I know that I think Jason's booked and Bubbles of Nibbles and Bobbles has booked. Can you do one over the summer? That is our summer one, Richard.
We've had to sort of work with the theatre, really. We've had to sort of work with dates that they're... That's the thing we're going to go off.
Oh, it says that you're experiencing buffering in YouTube. I don't know why.
Buffering issues.
Maybe the connection's dropping a little bit. But fingers crossed it's okay. BG Bear's coming. Can someone, as Scylla says, can someone please come dressed as Erica, the governor? Philippe says, it's just our luck to be away, though. Yeah, come down to Scarborough, Martin Garton Spence. I know it's a far way, but we'll make it worth your while. So if lots of people are coming, then we'll most probably try and do something maybe on the Saturday night as well, like get together. So have some sort of event where we get together. Last time we were quite nervous about the whole thing.
Well, we were busy getting everything ready, weren't we?
Yeah.
Really making things, and I'm sure we'll be the same. You know, busy, but we said we'd see people before and on the day. And
Martin McHugh's in. That's Martin from Northern Ireland. Jamie Wright, I'm hoping to come, but I've been poorly in and out of hospital, so hoping to be better to come. Well, make sure you're all right, Jamie, but do come.
I mean, make sure that you are coming if you're going to book tickets. I mean, we had a few people book last time and they didn't turn up or they cancelled, and so we were left with some empty seats. So if you are coming, make sure that you can come.
It was Dale and Caroline are going to be there. Thank you. So I think we've sold most probably about
a third.
A third of the tickets. So get booking if you want to come. Get booking. It starts at 4:00. It finishes by about 6:20. So if you did want to travel back that same day, you can. It's expensive train tickets, but if you book the York to Scarborough bit separately, it's often a lot cheaper. If you book like the whole way in one go, it's expensive. But if you get to York and then book that little bit separately, it could be cheaper. Or you can get a bus from York, and it's £2 the bus from York, but it just takes about an hour and a half.
And we understand it's hard times for everybody, and if you can't afford the train and the hotel and the show, we'll be trying to do other ones later in the year.
We'll just blank you. You'll be dead to us. No, but do come if you can come.
We're hoping to do one in the autumn, late autumn, around about Halloween, and one next year. Are we planning one next year?
Yeah. So Halloween time and Valentine's time, it'll be the next ones, and then we've got another quiz coming up as well, and I think Nigel and Neil are here for the quiz. Anyway, also in the news today, which I thought was really sad, Julie Goodyear has been diagnosed with dementia.
I mean, she's 8. Is she 81? 80?
I think so. I think it was her husband sort of made an announcement and said it's not affecting her really badly yet, but she gets forgetful, and he says that people like to come up and talk to her, and she might be a little bit confused if you come and talk to her. Oh, but we love JG. Get it, got it, good.
Yeah. So lots of love to her.
Yeah. Lee Ludlow, we want to come. Waiting on something else before we can commit. Oh, Ludlow and Cahoon.
Coming from Belfast.
You can fly to Leeds. Leeds would be your best bet, I think. It might be nice and cheap to fly to Leeds. Good. So, that is news, updates. There's Scylla. Simon Bell. Great public transport information. I know I'm such a font of sad knowledge like that. Wish I could come. Is that I'm in Southampton, need to plan ahead.
Yeah,
Simon Bell, Southampton to Leeds, plane. Doable. And then you can get from Leeds to here. Bethan says, would love to come to one of your nights, but with my disability I can't travel. Bethan, we will endeavour to appear in Wales at some point.
Oh yeah, you know.
We're
not ruling that out, are we?
Poppity Ping tour.
Yeah.
The Poppity Ping leg. But we are going to do this week a
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're back. So we've got top 5 planned, and it's going to be our 5 top camp icons. So these could be anyone, you know, anyone who's deemed a little bit camp.
I mean, there's hundreds and thousands of camp icons, isn't there, in the world?
So it's, you know, it's, you'll have them, we'll have them. Timmy Alexis says, sadly, there's nowhere to land my private jet, girls.
Sadly not, no. The roof's not flat, dolls.
I'm sure there must be a little strip around here for her. And Paul McFarlane, sorry, I won't be at the bingo, Alan and Jamie, due to my recent ill health. Oh, sorry to hear that, Paul.
Maybe you're okay.
Yeah, you take care of you. Gareth says, I promise I'll come to your show before the end of the year. From Porto, it's quite far. But before we do our top 5, let's have an advert break so both of us can do some serious coughing. Back after this.
And now, the continuing saga of Cindy in Dollhouse, the story so far. Lovely but modest Cindy is giving a dinner party for her friends when there is an eerie sound from the kitchen. To her horror, everything is ruined. Had the machines taken over? Had a sinister souffle saboteur been at work? Should she call the cops or go get a Chinese takeaway? Don't miss the next devastating adventure of Cindy in Dollhouse.
Marathon's just a job.
They're so big. Peanuts inside, big bar. It's lovely. Really enjoy it.
The caramel is really scrumptious and the peanuts are beautiful.
The peanuts are beautiful.
Nougat and caramel, packed with peanuts, all covered in delicious milk chocolate. That's Marathon.
It's full of peanuts. It's full of nugget.
It satisfies me between meals.
Packed with peanuts, Marathon really satisfies.
I think they're one of the best bars you can buy.
Yeah, the bloke in 146 wants 3 shredded wheat.
3?
3. With 100% whole wheat nourishment packed into shredded wheat.
Thanks, love.
Who can eat more than 2?
What do punks learn at school? Don't know. Punctuation. Oh. Where'd you get a job? Playing a rubber trumpet? Don't know. In an elastic band.
In every special pack of Cubs, the smaller shredded wheat, there's a free Tom and Jerry comic strip joke card. There are 20 jokes on each and 5 to collect.
What's the difference between teachers and shredded wheat Cubs? Don't know. People like Cubs.
It's a shame, shame, shame. Shame on you if you can't come to. Yes, it's a shame, shame, shame. If you can't come to.
If you're under 18 or over 30, you can't come on a Club 1830 holiday.
Shame on you.
A lady who's planning to make a dramatic entrance should look beautiful. Fresh, clear skin's a must, so Emily cares for hers with Fairy soap, the pure and gentle care. Fairy means the gentle care of wonderfully pure lather. Don't all women want such care? Making a dramatic entrance, even when you're not invited. Like Emily, look your loveliest. Help keep your skin fresh and clear with Fairy soap.
Pure and gentle toilet soap, so pure its name is Fairy.
Right, Tommy, where are we going this summer, eh? Aviva, Espana, forget it. What about this? Wakey, wakey, campaign! How we act? Look, we're going here. Haven Holidays, superb chalets and caravans on lively parks or quiet villages. Entertainment? Rock on, Tommy, that'll do for me. Book it. Which one? Which one? Yeah, there are 15 around England and Wales. We're only going away for 2 weeks.
Haven Holidays, just what you've been looking for.
This year, why not go on an OSL holiday? With an OSL villa, you can stretch out inside or outside by the pool. You can stretch out in the bedrooms or in the garden. You even have an OSL maid service. And if you book now, there's no surcharges. Ooh, lovely. So you won't have to overstretch your budget.
With the villa and apartment experts, you'll have an OSL of a good holiday.
Oh, that brought back memories, that big toe. Ooh.
Didn't like it, did you?
No, it used to freak me out as a kid, that one. Because he's in being served, isn't he?
Mr. Spooner.
Mr. Spooner.
So things to discuss there. Cindy.
Cindy looked really good. I liked her little house and kitchen.
Yeah, but Cindy looks a bit weird though, doesn't she? She's not like... She's got a big head.
Yeah.
She's got a rather big head as Cindy. Erica said that she used to put drawing pins in Cindy's head here, so Cindy had big ornamental earrings.
I suppose if you had coloured drawing pins, you could change it, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could. Erica also said that she'd have had a fight with Emily.
Well, Emily, I think, got to say...
The soap girl.
I think she said, I've shit bed, man.
Well, she used a lot of the toilet soap on her fizz-on, didn't she? Anyway, back to our...
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So it's our top 5 camp icons. Let me find my buttons here. So, shall I go first?
Yeah.
So, in at number 5 for me. So remember, we've picked these today. If we pick them tomorrow, I'm sure we'd have a different 5 names. And there's so many camp icons to choose. But we've tried to choose ones that kind of mean something to us individually.
Yeah.
So, in at number 5 for me is Roger from American Dad. So Roger is an alien, a Roswell alien, that lives with this American family in this cartoon. And he's one of my favourite camp icons. He's forever like dressing as women. And he always, like, him as a woman is probably one of my style icons for a lot of my characters. Brandy's a little bit like him as a woman.
He likes to dress as sleazy women, doesn't he?
Yeah.
With with their roots and the hair and the
He's always got like caught wedges on.
Yeah.
There was one episode where he goes off and becomes like a prosy, and the whole episode he has like a, where they have their redemption and stuff. Anyway, I adore Roger from American Dad. It was going to be Stewie from Family Guy at first.
Yeah, but he still pips the post a bit more.
Yeah, but Roger's much more camp. Like Stewie is camp, with his lovers with little teddy bear and stuff. But Roger does it for me.
Does it properly. He has a whole wig collection, like we do.
Summer 21 says he sounds like Paul Lind. Do you remember Paul Lind? Paul Lind is that fella that was on he was on, I think, the Snatch Game all the time, Match Game in the States. Bender played him.
Yeah.
And I think he was in Bewitched or I Dream of Jeannie, something like that.
Yeah, he was,
Yeah. The Joshua Spencer. Roger's so subtly camp, it's hilarious. Roger, one of Seth's best creations. Martin Garton Spence, I adore Roger. Jeannie Gold, Wedding Planner, is a favourite persona, as is Shalonda Dykes, AT&T operative. So he has all these little characters that he plays. I love him. So yeah, Roger is my number 5 in my top 5. So let's go to Alan's top 5. Let's have a look what comes in at number 5 for Alan.
It's got to be Quentin Crisp for me. I was quite obsessed with him years ago, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I went through a phase of just being obsessed with him, and I read all his books. Obviously, his life story, the films about him, The Naked Civil Servant, and the film where he went to America and he lived in New York. Just a an astonishing character. He never really wanted to be famous, but the trouble he had as a young man, even just going for a coffee, he had to be all done under, cloak and daggers and stuff. And he was forever being just in a coffee club, having a coffee, and then getting raided and getting arrested or getting beaten up by the police. And just an interesting life. He was a life model, anything to make money. And he lived in a shithole, and he was very proud of it, and never dusted, never cleaned. But yeah, there's some great stuff on YouTube about him.
I remember first ever Quentin Crisp experience would have been him in Sting's Alien in New York video.
Yeah.
So he's like walking around New York, isn't he?
And I think he's in To Wong Fu, I think, isn't he? At the beginning of that one?
I'm not sure.
He's in the beginning of one of the drag films.
But yeah, his books, his writing's amazing.
Yeah, but his mind is just he had an amazing mind, and he had a lot of used to do lots of shows at lunchtime in London, where he'd be like an audience with Quentin Crisp. But yeah, a great character, a great man.
I remember when we were at university, people had his phone number. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, people had Quentin Crisp's phone number, and you could phone Quentin Crisp, and he'd just talk to you. I never did it, but I had friends who did it, and it was like his phone number was in a phone book or something, but people had it, and you could just phone Quentin Crisp and have a conversation with him. Lots of people saying what a brilliant picture of him.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Do you know who took it?
I don't. It might be. It's not. What's his name? Is it?
Rankin.
Rankin.
Might be Rankin or Annie Leibovitz.
He's also in the film Orlando.
Yeah, Philippe Jacques just said that.
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth. He plays Queen Elizabeth I.
Yeah.
In Orlando. And Timmy Alexis has said he started off Boy George's record, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me?
Ah, okay.
His voice is in that.
Mm.
And SG Turner says he was in To Wong Fu, Alan.
Yeah, right at the beginning. Just a little cameo.
And Linda LaHue says, never dusted or cleaned, my kind of guy.
I think he said, the dust actually stops appearing after a certain amount of time. Might be about 5 years. It doesn't get any thicker.
Summer 21 says he appeared in an Impulse advert in the late 90s with the song The Female of the Species. The female of the species is more deadly than the male. Gemma Alexander, who's here, hi Gemma, says my mum used him as her inspiration for housework.
Yeah,
or lack thereof. Particularly read the dusting.
He had better things to do. He'd go out and have lunch with people. He was forever being invited round to dinner parties and stuff, and he just used to get the food and the drink and then leave.
Remind me, who is the naked civil servant?
John Hurt.
John Hurt.
No, is it John Hurt?
Yeah, it is John Hurt. I was thinking it was Ian McKellen, but it's John Hurt. Yeah. Gabby Chassey proudly has a personally signed photo of Mr. Crisp.
Oh.
And Darren B says Darren's camp icon is Biggins. And Biggins rang Darren for a chat on Sunday.
Well, like Darren, like Quentin, everybody's got his phone number.
Yeah. Let's have a look. So, you can see Alan's are yours more political than mine?
I'm not political. I'm the most unpolitical person on the globe.
Is Alan Turing going to be in yours?
No, I'd like Quentin Crisp. He's part of my...
No, I feel mine are too daft now. My number 4 is... I couldn't choose between them, so my number 4 is Adina and Patsy in Ab Fab. I loved Ab Fab. I still do love it. But when I was younger, I just adored it. I'm a big fan of Jennifer Saunders anyway. I actually prefer her over Dawn French most probably. I just think she's so clever and so funny. And this creation, Adina and Patsy, I just think is brilliant. These women who kind of refuse to grow up and grow old disgracefully. And Patsy's brilliant.
I'm not as big fan of it as Jamie is, but I think, for me, Joanna Lumley in it is my reason for watching it.
She's so funny. Scream Queen says, I don't know what's going on because I've got the sound down, but that's a lovely photo of Quentin Crisp. Seven Network. I love Jennifer as Jennifer in Girls on Top. Love Ab Fab. Ab Fab. Yay, Ab Fab. Love them. The whole Ab Fab. I have this whole series on DVD. Yeah, I love it. I think like later series don't do it as much for me, but the first mostly 3 series I think are just genius. Do you remember when Patsy burns down the kitchen?
Yeah, she's still on the table.
She's on the table and then she
wakes up.
She's got a cigarette like hanging out her mouth.
Completely sort of
charcoal apart from one little bit. And do you remember Patsy's sister?
Kate O'Mara, isn't it?
Kate O'Mara, yeah, Jackie.
That's big, thick lenses.
Yeah, they don't know that she's... When they realise she's blind, they're thrilled.
And who's the woman where she sort of goes, and bring me another lover?
That is that's Patsy's mum, who says, I name this Patricia Stone. Richard Bobbins Duffer has a signed photo of Dame Joanna Lumley. Mark Hall says it loses its Series 4 on. I probably agree. We went to see the last series being filmed, didn't we?
Yeah.
And sat next to George Michael.
Yeah.
We nearly didn't get in, and then we got in, and we'll put next to him. Martin Garton Spencer. The thing about Ab Fab, I think each series is actually ahead of its time. It's like Jennifer Saunders was ahead of the curve in what was happening in society and celebs. Yeah. Do you remember Celia Imrie in Ab Fab?
No, I don't.
She plays like a rival PR agent called Claudia Bing Associates.
What I quite liked about it as well is that Jennifer gave people like really good parts. Like what's her name? I forgot. My mind's blank tonight.
Kathy Burke.
Another one, little
Jane Horrocks.
She had people like Jane Horrocks.
June Whitfield.
Great parts.
Yeah.
She gave them funny lines. Kathy Burke in it.
Luther's in it. Idris Elba. He's a prosy. He's a prosy that they hire when they have a sex party. And Patsy hires him and she's like, hey, how are you?
We saw the film though, didn't we? And that wasn't...
The film's awful. But, yeah. So, Adina and Patsy come in as my number 4 in my camp icons. Alan's number 4 is...
Has to be. Youth has to be in there somewhere. From a young little boy staring at Thames television in the 70s, seeing Youtha Joyce float around in trousers with a banana print on it, or caftans, certainly made an impact on me. That's where I get my love of caftans from, must be from Youtha Joyce. Yeah, gone too soon.
She is camp. Let's define what camp is then. Camp is like over the top.
Camp is somebody... Youth used to make dresses or buy dresses that were long and floaty, and she liked a good fag. And they said that sometimes the fag ash would drop onto a caftan and burn a hole in it. Now, rather than just throw it away, she just gets them to sew a fake daisy flower on it, or a jewel or something.
How would you define camp, guys? What would you say camp is? So for me, camp's like over the top.
Colourful.
A bit butch.
A bit butch. Got something to say, because she always had a good one-liner.
Like, as women, a little bit butch, and men, a little bit fey. Do you think? Is that camp? Lovely Youtha, says Jason Rigby. Love me a bit of Youtha, says Neil Sandwell. Seven Network said they'd written a sixth series.
Before she died, yeah.
Leslie Ann Lynch, Youtha was beautiful in her day.
Very private. She's very private.
Caroline says an orange negligee in George and Mildred.
And a lot of people, it comes up on Facebook, is at the end of the movie, when George does finally get, a bit
fruity with her,
and she's going up the stairs, she just gives a little look behind the camera, gives a wink.
Joshua,
and it's one of the last things she ever did.
Joshua says he thinks you've just described his mum,
and it always gets me, that bit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, as a kid, seeing her, and then of course there's no videos or anything like that, and then Youtha died, so it all disappeared, and you think, what was that program with that woman with the big blonde hair and the gowns and things?
What do you think would have become of her if she'd lived?
I think she'd become.
Was she old?
No, she wasn't that old when she died. She drank like a bottle of brandy.
Do you think she'd have had a rebirth as like a soap old lady?
Or
she'd have just disappeared?
I think she would have most probably done theatre, perhaps more theatre.
Because she was a serious actress, wasn't she?
Yeah.
With Joan Littlewood and all of her
and Brian
people.
Murphy.
Yeah.
A lot of the other actors of the time.
Jason Rigby, garish clothing is camp. Jamie Wright says freedom of expression and happiness.
And a strong mind, strong will.
Over the top, dramatic, full of colour and bling. Dave says, to me, camp is overemphasised everything. Gestures, eye movements, clothes, comebacks, etc. Simon B says, camp, exaggerated, vulgar or mannered, self-parodying.
Joe Hazy said, why does Youth of Joyce remind him of Meg Jackson? I think it's the hair, darling.
It's just that blondie bowl. Jay Shaw says she was married to the guy who played the pub landlord in Minder. Do you remember his name?
Yeah, his name is... my mind to like... Yeah, it used to be like that. He did...
S.G. Turner says...
Glenn Francis.
Clearly a magnificent person. Camp. 53 when she died.
That's no
so
age,
yeah, no
is it?
age. Let's pop to...
Glenn Edwards. Thank you, Melanie. That's his name.
Number 3. Number 3 in my top 5 camp icons.
Oh.
Julian Clary, specifically the Joan Collins fan club.
Oh, cool.
There with Fanny the Wonder Dog. I reckon this was my first experience of a gay man who was like sexualized gay man. So you knew that he had sex with other men. It wasn't like Mr. Humphreys where it was just all daftness.
Hidden, yeah.
It was like, this was a gay man who was out and proud and flamboyant and fabulous and rude. Do you remember Sticky Moments?
Of course I do.
The Channel 4 quiz show, Sticky Moments. So I loved Julian Clary. I still do love Julian. I wonder if Dave knows of Julian Clary or Gabby Chassie. In the States, do you know who this guy is? Julian Clary. I wonder if he was
I'm trying to think of
in the
if
States.
he'd have done anything that would have gone over there.
Because he was in Australia. I know he's big in Australia, but I'm not sure.
If any of you are looking for a good book and you like dogs, read Julian Clary's
His books are great.
All of his books are great. Because it's lovely, because it's all about Fanny Wonder Dog.
Well, Gemma Alexander would love that. Gemma adored him as a kid, and she said back to my mum, she thought he was beautiful.
I think he's beautiful. He still is beautiful. Very beautiful man.
So he wrote a book all about his different dogs throughout his life, because this dog is Fanny the Wonder Dog, and then he's had other dogs, hasn't he?
He buys like ropey dogs, like dogs that are either in they're back of somebody's garden, or from a rescue centre. But Fanny used to go on stage with him.
She'd just sit there, wouldn't she?
And then as she got old, she said, I'm not really this, just to walk off. So she started to just become guest appearances on things.
Dave says, I'm not sure he's that known here in the US. Dave, you must look up some Julian Clary stage shows. Most probably the earlier stuff is better. He was famous in the 80s when I was a teenager. He did a version of Leader of the Pack. I'll find that, Dave, and send it to you because it's so funny. Because he's so kind of dry and droll.
Very quick-witted.
Summer 21's just mentioned Russell Cherney. So Russell was the lovely, marvellous Russell on the piano, who was his pianist, who I worked with Russell's sister. Russell died quite young.
You also worked with the little chubby guy, didn't you?
Hugh Jelly.
Hugh Jelly.
Yeah, when I did all my work with the Harry Potter people, Hugh Jelly was our headmaster. He's amazing and still is, says Emotional Urban Host. Caroline. Joshua Spencer says Kel Knight from Kath and Kim is a camp icon. He is Kel's camp, isn't he?
Yeah.
Dave says, I will Google
There's
Julian.
me thinking you're going, you love Barbara Streisand.
So he wore these amazingly over-the-top outfits, all latex. He had like draggy makeup, like dog collars. I painted him when I was doing my GCSEs, and my art teacher laughed at me and said it was awful. And
your art teacher.
That's why I never drew anything
kick up
else.
the arse. Is your art teacher still alive?
Yeah, she might be watching this.
Well, if you're watching this, you need to kick up the arse, love.
Which was the tour he was on in stilts. I'm not sure. We went to see him in Margate, didn't we?
Sat on an aisle. I go on about, I need an aisle every time I go out. But I was that, and I was like, oh, please don't pick on me, please don't pick on me. But he didn't.
I went to see him, I went to see him when I was like 14, 15, 16. Like every year as a kid. And then again, when we started dating, we saw him, didn't we?
But he was like one of the. My mum liked people like Boy George and stuff, and she also liked Julian Clary because he was really funny. Because he used to be on like Channel 4, didn't he, on a Friday night?
Oh, there we go. Caroline's just said, didn't we see him in Southport? We did. So I went with Caroline to see him in Southport. I think Alison might have come with us. I think we had more fun. I love him. I loved it. I still do. I adore him. He's still around and he's perfect. So he's called Julian Clary, a.k.a. the Joan Collins Fan Club. Alan's number 3 is...
Again, just be in there. She's made such an impact on my life. If there's one thing you can get, a group of gays talking about Victoria Wood. And
can I just pause you for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Gabby's just said Julian looks as if he could have played the MC in Cabaret.
He did.
He did.
Yeah, I saw him play it.
Yeah. So he played it in the West End.
He got his buttocks out.
Like 20
years ago. Oh my God, 20 years ago.
Yeah, maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like 2000s.
I saw it twice. I saw him play it, and then I saw what's his name, impressionist?
Alistair McGowan.
Alistair McGowan.
We saw Will Young play it.
Oh, did I see him play it?
Yeah.
I saw it 3 times. That version.
And it also had in it her from Motherland that's a brilliant actress. What's her name? She's from your neck of the woods.
My brain tonight.
Our brains aren't working. We've not got COVID. I did a test because I thought I had it. She's in Motherland. Main part in Motherland. She was in Line of Duty. She became a meme in Line of Duty.
Oh my God.
She's got 3 names. Anna Ryder Richardson, I want to say, but it's not that. Anna Maxwell Martin.
That's it. That's the one.
That's an insight into how our brains work. Anyway, back to VW.
Yeah, most gays I know can quote every line out of Acorn Antiques. I quote her lines every day. Brings joy to the world. Camp. A lot of the characters are camp. So a lot of my campness I get because of Victoria Wood. So yeah, a big part of my life, and I will still happily sit and watch hours and hours of her.
We most probably sat in a pub in in Holborn and quoted Victoria Wood back and forth to each other for about 2 hours on our first date.
Yeah, we didn't we? Yeah,
I think so. We just realised we had we had Victoria Wood and Cell Block H in common, and then the whole night was.
And at university,
quotes.
Me and my friend Rob used to sit and read through the Acorn Antique scripts and read them.
Do you remember the other book? There was one called Up to You, Porky, and one called Chunky, I think, that were script books.
But it's everything, like even the little half-hour specials, little stories about the camping trip and the
Valderie
and the sunny holiday one, and I'm a member of the Victoria Wood fan group on Facebook, and every day there's fun and happiness. People print such nice things on that, and it's nice to know that Victoria Wood, although she's not around anymore, is still giving so much entertainment and love. Oh
yeah, she's very much missed. I wonder what would have what would have happened. What would she have created, or would she have just disappeared? Would she have had she decided to go
before she went? And she sort of had a bit of a stab at BBC, saying that
there was a rumour that she was annoyed about her special being
on BBC Two.
On Christmas Eve rather than Christmas Day, BBC One. But I don't know. Anyway, my number 2.
Yep.
My number 2 is.
Oh, of course.
Joan Collins. Timmy Alexis, if you're still in. Who else? Joan Collins, not specifically as Alexis, although that shaped my love of Joan Collins. I just love Joan Collins. I think when we were starting dating, early in our relationship, Alan bought me Joan Collins' biography in hardback, didn't you?
Yeah.
And it's just an amazing read. Her life is just fascinating because she was, a little Hollywood star back in the 50s. She was the girl on the swing. She met Marilyn and Marlon Brando, and And then she went off and got married to Anthony Newley, then had kids, and then he left her and she was like penniless. So then she had to make loads of crap TV and films. And
So that's what I love about her, the fact she did all that sort of B-movie shit.
yeah, and she was just working, grafting.
Like the other day, a picture of her on Facebook with cuddling an 8-foot ant.
That's from the Island of the Ants.
Do you know what I mean? It's like she did some terrible hammer.
She had to make money because she had 2 kids, and then she did The Bitch and the Stud. Jackie Collins's book. She made the movie of them, so she became like this older woman who was sexy, and I think that's what caught the eyes of the Spellings. And then she.
And I don't think she's had any like horrible work done to herself, has she? She's sort of grown old, quite gracefully, and.
Yeah, she has. She obviously wears a wig, but there's. What was that? We saw a film, didn't we? And
Her and Pauline Collins.
Yeah, and she takes everything off.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And she takes all her makeup off and takes a wig off. And she's beautiful. And there's a video, I think I shared it on her birthday, that she made with Badly Drawn Boy, who I have a little bit of a crush on. And in that, she's just beautiful and raw, and she looks her age, and she cries, and I love her.
But I think it's amazing made up with the wig and everything on.
Timmy Alexis says it's all about Alexis for me. I love that character.
She must have had a ball playing that part.
Oh, just how amazing. She comes in, she's in the... There's another actress plays it in the last episode of the first series, because you don't know who's going to play Alexis. And then she appears. Gemma Alexandra says she does some great work on Tales of the Unexpected. Do you remember in Tales of the Unexpected?
Oh, yeah. She does quite a few of them, 3 or 4 of them.
And she does all those horrors you like, doesn't she, where she kills Santa. And
she kills Santa. And
Gemma also says, do you remember the sketch Lucky Bitches?
Yeah.
We know, because we were those lucky bitches. Over here, just turned 90.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Joan. Yeah, I love Joan Collins.
She's still going strong.
So she is my number 2 camp icon. Her lines as Joan, as Alexis, are just legendary. Timmy will quote those verbatim to you, and we'll know them off pat. My favourite is where there is Nazi artwork and treasure found in the basement, I think, of Carrington Mansions, and Jones found this out, and she likes to tap a cigarette. I used to do that when I smoked. She taps a cigarette and she goes, "Does the name Adolf Hitler ring any bells? Wiedersehen, darlings." And off she goes, stabbing the knife in. Anyway, Joan Collins. Alan's number 2 is
the Queen of Filth herself, Divine. I mean, she started a whole. You know, you talk about when you build a snowman and you start with a little rub ball of snow, and it all snowballs to this big massive snowman. This is Divine, who started it all back then. Admire her because he was a big lad, and just wanted to create stuff, wanted to create a wave, wanted to cause trouble. Him and John Waters. I mean, some of the films he made. You've got to sort of just watch and.
Well, he just wants to shock, doesn't he? That's it. It's
you've
about
got to
shocking.
You watch them as cult pieces. They're very balmy, but I loved him. And again, growing up, my mum was like, "Oh, look at this man! Look at this woman singing on TV. Apparently, it's a man, and it's Divine singing like walk like a man."
Lots of people writing, "You think you're a man."
Yeah, loved him. Again, he went too soon. Went very, very, very young. Loved him in Hairspray.
Edna Turnblatt.
Yeah, and then through him, I found my love for Edie Massey. Edith Massey, who he sort of made. He got her parts in his films. The Queen of Filth, Divine.
So, like, my wigs are a bit divine. They go right back here, so you can see my whole forehead.
Well, he sort of just made up his own sort of drag look, didn't he? He sort of just made.
Yeah.
He made it up. He didn't follow anybody or copy anybody. And
is it Divine that? It is Divine that kicks off about Cha-Cha Heels.
Yeah. Oh.
What's that character's name?
Female Trouble, Dawn Davenport. And he goes, "I better get those Cha-Cha Heels." And his mum and dad is like proper like Christian folk who don't get them. They get some loafers. And they go, don't worry, don't ruin Christmas. And she trashes the place.
Summer 21's just said Ursula from The Little Mermaid's look is based on Divine, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
love a bit of Divine.
Shari's off to bed. Night, Shari. Off to bed or off to sewing bee.
Let them go to sewing bee. You can catch up with us on the YouTube.
My number one. My favourite camp icon is.
Oh well, she's got to be there. She's got to be there somewhere.
It's Lisha. I just love Lisha. I adore Lisha Minnelli. I've liked her, I love her in Cabaret. But when I realised that this is Judy Garland's daughter, I love Cabaret. I love Sally. Sally, what's her name in Cabaret?
Bowles.
Sally Bowles. But when I got to be like a teenager, and then she was working with the Pet Shop Boys, so she was on telly a lot, being interviewed by them.
Bombs, baby, no more bombs.
And then she did Stepping Out, the film. So she was on telly a lot with that. And then she did this concert at Radio City Music Hall. I became properly obsessed with Liza Minnelli. The concert at Radio City Music Hall, I imagine we know all the lines off by heart. She's just bonkers, crazy and fabulous. And there's an interview with her with Ruby Wax when she doesn't show up. Ruby goes all the way over to Memphis to meet her. She doesn't show up. And then they meet her about 3 months later, and Liza crawls in.
I'm so sorry.
With a birthday cake, and with Katie Manning from Doctor Who crawling with her. Then they do some sketch about being little girls at school stealing pencils or something. And then Liza sings, but does she love me? Love her. Gabrielle Chassis says Liza's a spiritual leader. She's losing her mind.
Scream Queen says she once sang "The World Goes Round" as a teenager at an event
Sometimes
in
it's
Minnesota.
no, sometimes it's no, but the world goes round. I love her. Caroline says, do I like Lorna Luft too? Caroline, I very nearly acted in a show with Lorna Luft. Do you remember? I got down to the last two for a part, and I'd have been singing and dancing with Lorna. So yeah, my number one camp icon is Lisha Minnelli. We went to see it at the Albert Hall together, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we were in seats quite near the back of the theatre.
And luckily, somebody sat in front of us and decided to...
No, this is different. We were at the back of the theatre, and they closed that bit of the theatre because it hadn't sold out. So we got moved to much better seats, and we were in a box. But we were behind a pair of gays, and one of the gays had cropped jeans on.
So we saw the crack of his arse.
So you could see just into this guy's arse.
Leaning over, obviously, to look at the audience.
So we went out and found an usher.
I said to Usher, I can't sit looking at that all night. And she saw this guy's crack.
And we said we'd rather go back up to where we were. We'll be on our own, but we're fine up there. And she said,
yeah, we were moved down, weren't we?
And she said, no, I'll move you again. Let me find some other tickets for you. We were right at the front, weren't we? Stalls, right in front of
Babs Windsor.
Babs Windsor and Jonathan Ross and his wife.
Thanks, guy who decided to get his crack of his arse out.
We had a front row of Liza.
Again, Liza's always been played in the house, hasn't she?
Always.
I was at university with a big bunch of Liza tapes, wasn't I? All the ropey ones from Wilco's that were in a bargain basement.
The ones where she's like with a Bon Tempi keyboard.
Oh no, some classic like Arthur.
Oh yeah,
Arthur
the act.
in the afternoon, the act.
The act. The Rink with Cheetah. Love it.
Is Pearl the singer of the song?
Alan's number one is...
Oh my God, sweetheart. Oh, Shirley for me.
Shh, Peggy.
Seen her so many times live. The last time we saw her was for the Electric Proms, wasn't it?
Yeah, which was it was stunning. It was most probably the way to round off our Shirley.
Amazing. And she sang like throughout an hour and a half, non-stop.
Yeah.
Amazing.
When we first started dating, I think I gave you a little tape cassette, didn't I, of Shirley's concert that I'd recorded off Radio 2, and you were actually at that concert, weren't you?
You see, I'm the sort of person that's like, I could never go to a play on my own, but Shirley, I went on my own. My first concert with Shirley, I went into the Rev Festival Hall because I was working at the Momi place. And I said, well, you don't have any Shirley tickets left, do you? And one's just come back in the second row. And I thought, well, I'm having it. So I sat there, second row, looking up at her. Amazing.
You wore a little suit, didn't you?
I did. I wore a little suit, like a little queen. Always been in love with Shirley Bassey. My granny, again, it's about growing up and your family listen. She wasn't keen on Shirley, and she had a big pile of records. And she said, oh, you can take them because, I don't like listening to Big Gob. She's called a Big Gob. So I took all these Shirley Bassey records home and played them and loved them, fell in love with her.
Oh, she is. She's stunning, isn't she? And then she's camp because of what she's created around her. Here she is, does the most wonderful Shirley Bassey impression because she
won't say...
Here she is, will have to phone us up one day and do it.
She won't say things like, I'm going to go on the underground.
She says, I need to get one of these bills to go on the underground
railway tram line.
She just gets it a little bit. She twists things. So instead of saying I'm getting on a plane, she goes, I'm going on my private jet.
And you hear stories about being a diva and everything, but so what?
Well, she should be a diva.
She should be a diva.
Do you remember what she said about Tina Turner in that documentary?
She doesn't have the tone. She's a good singer, but she doesn't have the tone. But she was very upset when she heard that Tina died.
She released an album of Bond themes, didn't she? Which is shockingly bad. We've got it.
Yeah, I think she wanted that pulled. I think it was pulled.
I think it was pulled.
Yeah.
But her album that she did with it's called Performance?
Oh, with lots of other people.
Lots of people wrote for Shirley. Like the Manic Street Preachers and Gary Barlow.
That's what Electric Proms was really about, wasn't it?
Yeah, and so when she performed that, and the Pet Shop Boys wrote a song for her, and then she performed them at Electric Proms, and they all came on. These people came on to sort of duet with her, or Richard Hawley on the guitar and stuff. It was just amazing, and we had VIP tickets, didn't we?
And just to listen to her live, your every nerve on your body just tingles.
Here she is phoning me. He's just saying underground cab.
Underground cab.
I've got the phone. If you want to phone and do your Shirley, it's ready for you. Here she is. Summer 21 says Jane Horrocks can impersonate her. Well, she does, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, we went to Cardiff, didn't we, to see her live there?
Yeah, we did.
We saw her at Wembley.
We thought it'd be dead exciting seeing Shirley in Cardiff, but it wasn't, was it? I think the only person we saw that was famous was Ruth Badger off The Apprentice.
We thought it'd be loads of celebrities there. We were at the Ibis down the road, weren't we?
Jason says he loved Shirley on the Les Dawson show. Didn't she break a vase on his head?
Yeah. She loved Les Dawson. And she also... I've got them on thing, but she did the Shirley Bassey show. They were showing them on BBC 4, weren't they?
They're kind of bonkers, though, aren't they?
Yeah, there's like her on an oil rig.
There we go.
Sweetheart!
Hello, love. Here she is.
I'm on the camera phone. It's the camera phone. Look at Bosley. As soon as I do this, starts barking. The K9 here. Stop the noise with the K9. So what Shirley does is I got the invitation for the underground cab. So it's not real what she's not of this world. It's my most favourite thing.
And you love do you love a lot of our camp choices?
Yes. But there are so many, aren't there? And I don't know if I agree with your butch for campery. What do you think about that?
You don't agree with our what?
I think you said being a woman who's like butch is camp.
Women a little bit butch, not camp.
I don't agree with that one. I agree with Alan's more than yours on the campery. Well, I actually think Eutha Joyce was 54.
But I was thinking of people like Joan Crawford, because Crawford's camp and she's butch.
Do you know what? That's what I was going to say. I'm surprised you haven't got Joan Crawford. But is it Joan Crawford or is it Faye Dunaway? doing
Yeah,
Joan
yeah.
Collins.
Yeah. How are you, love?
Because
Are you recovering?
Oh, I'm all right. I had a ligament taken out of my throat.
Oh, darling.
I went into the oh no, this is also Joan Collins does it as well, because she was on this morning and they were saying, what have you been on? I'm sorry to mention this morning, sore subject, but and they said to Joan, have you been offered stuff? She goes, yes, I was offered to go in the place with the beds, which is so Big Brother, and I love all that. I was the program with the beds. That's what she was.
They're always in bed.
With
They're
the-
always sleeping in bed.
With the spiders and Micah Grove.
It's all that. It's all just getting it slightly wrong. But I think they do it on purpose. They
Yeah.
pretend. And did you see when there was a Joan Collins, when they went and made somebody up, she was doing like a fashion show and she had the nan, the daughter, and the mum's daughter as well. So three of them. She was, and her advice was to wear a hat. You've got to wear a hat. And then she's going around the shops, the supermarket, and then she's looking at the Andrex toilet roll. I mean, this shows they're just putting it on. She goes, what is that, puppies? It's like paper for puppies.
I remember that.
Just as if she didn't know what that was.
They lived on a council estate, didn't they?
The puppies?
Yeah.
And then
they went, oh. And they're asking who it was, and they would say, could it be that Joanne Lumley, or like that, or any of the Loose Women's, or like that. Oh, it's Joan Collins. Remember, they were all like that.
All right, lovely. Thank you for phoning in.
That's all right. You see, your wish is my command. I'm just here waiting for the call.
Thank you for phoning on this wireless telephone.
Thank you for contacting us on this box.
The camera phone is so advanced.
Bye.
See you later.
Oh, there we are. Always nice to have him popping
pop
in.
round, isn't it?
Right, lovelies. That's the end of our Wigan Slingback live.
And as you said, there could have been so many on that list. Oh. There could have been so many on that list, couldn't there?
Yes.
It was hard.
Peggy's desperate to go out. So, shall we say goodbye?
Yeah, we'll say goodbye. Say goodbye.
If I were Scottish, I'd say okay. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. There is not going to be any Wigan Slingback for the next 2 weeks.
Really? Because you're not here, are you?
No, I'm in Texas next week and I'm in Dubai the week after. So, I'm not around.
But we have a little treat for you at the weekend.
Yeah, we're going to try and make a video this weekend. So keep your eyes peeled. The main thing you can do to help us is whenever anything comes out is to comment on it and share it. Those two things would help us massively. Because the more things get shared, then it looks like people are interested in it and then it gets seen by more people. So we would love you to like and share and comment on anything we do. I'm trying to reply to comments a lot more, which I think then helps the engagement. Because we're not putting as much out of there, our numbers have really dropped down.
Yeah.
So it would really help us if you can comment and like stuff. Book for the bingo if you can. Booking opens tomorrow. Tomorrow online booking will open, so book your tickets and come and see us.
If you can come, that is. Don't worry if you can't.
Yeah, but don't book if you can't come. But come and see it. It'll be fun. It's a chance to have a right laugh with us pair. Anyway, we have a finale. It's something we played last time we met you, and we liked it so much we're going to play it again. So, oh, he's off. All right, loves. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Have a lovely week, a lovely weekend, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
It's not easy being green, having to spend each day the color of the leaves. When I think it could be nicer, being red or yellow or gold, or something much more colorful like that. It's not easy being green. It seems you blend in with so many other ordinary things. And people tend to pass you over, 'cause you're not standing out like flashy sparkles in the water. or stars in the sky. But green's the color of spring. Green can be cool and friendly like. Green can be big like a mountain or important like a river or tall like a tree. When green is all there is to be, it could make you wonder why. But why wonder why? I'm green and it'll do fine. It's beautiful. And it's what I want to be.